أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Get ready today, we will work together. So it has been a big, long discussion among the scholars that whether belief in God or in anything, belief itself, increase or decrease or static or dynamic. We are not going into this dispute. There is no point in discussing the dispute itself for the sake of dispute. But we will take notice that most, depending on what we mean by belief, the majority of the people and also intellect says it is not static. You can increase it, strengthen it, etc. And make sure, and most important of it is. And then people also stress on the importance of this, that belief must be not only certified, but also confirmed through action. From time to time, we mention about the importance of action, which is called in Arabic, amal. So, Quran encourages its reader that we have to believe and do good actions. But always, most of the time, it's accompanied with actions. So we, in our classes, emphasize the importance of not separating them. The belief and actions should not be separated. In form, outwardly, there are different vocabulary used for it, and there are two different types of method. That one of them is one's conviction. The other one is a practical thing to do. But we say, no, action and belief, like a flesh and bone, you cannot really, or flesh and skin or bone, you cannot really separate them, because in order for an action to be a legitimate action, an action which is a good action, which is in Arabic with the language of the Quran, salih action, in order to for an action to be a salih, good action, which is accessible, meaningful action, not meaningless, doing something. It must be based, not only based, also driven from belief. Must be based on belief or as a result of belief. Of course, this is a common conventional understanding that when we say action, our mind jumps into rituals. We are trying not to jump or to make this mistake. It is included, not excluded, the way the action is understood, but we have to be careful to not to miss or not to lose the meaning of action that the Quran means. It is related to belief, and it is connected, or if you like, biologically connected to belief. So anybody can bow, anybody can put his head on the floor for another reason. it is nothing to do with what we mean by prostrating before God. Prostrating before God can be only meaningful when we feel the awesome manifestations of God. Be prostrating before Him. So it becomes an extension of belief or practical side of belief. Practical side of belief. Extension of belief. It cannot be separated from it. When we practice the action, of course, the action gains its value because of the belief. And also the same action consolidates the belief, because that is the key point that we have to concentrate today. Because the action itself is a personal, individual experience of the person himself, herself, of experience of his belief. For example, maybe the easiest example I could think of is this. For example, we say, look at the universe must have a creator, and this creator seems to be doing a great job and demonstrating himself here, and I appreciate his work and really feel with admiration, adoration with the work. So I see that everything is coming into existence freely at no cost, and nothing is really waiting something in return from me. It is just given. Everything, as far as the creation of the things are created, is concerned, everything is given. So I say, who's this one who creates the world? And why did he create? So all these questions, or what does he mean by creating? All these questions makes necessary that I have to come to my own self, because I am perceiving the creation, I am analyzing the creation, and I have to question my own existence, and the existence of my own feelings, my own, if you like, qualities, human qualities, not only material. Also, I know that I paid nothing for my hand, my arm, or my, organs of my body, the members of my body. I paid nothing to them. I'm sure of it. But how about my emotions? Did I gain them? So in order to know my creator, I realized that I am using my human qualities, such as seeing, analyzing, intellectually trying to make sense of, and qualifying the creation, saying that this is awesome, this is beautiful, there is mercy, there is compassion in creation. All these kind of, also it is orderly, it is perfect, whatever. You can name lots of hundreds of thousands of adjectives for the creation. I can only do all these, or come to all these conclusions through my human qualities. Human qualities, nothing to do with my biological body. Using my humanity. When I say, oh, it is awesome, I use my own criteria. What is awesome, what is not awesome, what is not really exciting or interesting. Simple. I use my own criteria. When I say it is beautiful, again, I use my own criteria. My own criteria. I say this is beautiful. Oh, this is more beautiful. I didn't like that. That's ugly. I use my own criteria. These are my senses given to me. I have to question why do I have, or first, how do I have these questions and what am I going to do? Sorry, how do I have these qualities, human qualities, and what am I going to do with them? Right? So these qualities, these qualities need to be explained. When I try to explain the existence of these qualities, for me, for any human being, there is no way that we can attribute these, the source of existence, of origin of these qualities to anything in this world as particles, because the main structure of this earth made up of particles. So either the qualities are coming from the particles, I see no quality in the particles that they can be the source of existence of my qualities. Any particle cannot be intelligent, any particle cannot be wise, any particle cannot be really yeah, cannot be or cannot have mercy, compassion, deliberation, not cannot know the future. So I say, no. Whoever gave existence to these particles also gave existence to me and to my qualities. So by using my own qualities, what I do, I recognize the source of these qualities. I understand it. I am given the ability to recognize this. For example, by recognizing the ability to be intelligent, to be wise, I understand that the creator of the universe must be wise by using my human qualities of appreciating wisdom. This is a great thing that we can to realize that we can only know the creator through using our own human qualities. If someone doesn't use his human qualities, he cannot know his creator, even the creator of these qualities.
I was thinking about this yesterday. Why can't we say that, okay, I understand that certain particles don't have certain qualities that I see manifested in the world, but why can't I say that the combination of particles can have different qualities than their separate being? Like, water made of oxygen, hydrogen has certain qualities, oxygen has certain qualities, but as water together, they have different set of qualities. Why can't we make the same?
Can you make sense of this at all yourself? Or make we are using our own given qualities.
So, for example, happiness, I don't see happiness in the particle level, but I know that a certain hormone, for example, in my body can cause me to feel happiness.
So, like I like simple examples. So, the bricks cannot make the building. The cement cannot make the building. The window, the wood, and the parts, all the parts of the building can, but altogether can make the building. It doesn't make sense to me. What to my intelligence? Because the source is whatever you call it, whatever you really see, the source of it, either particles or some people say even not the particles, it's also ether. Okay, whatever it is. they cannot be the source of existence of something, even one individually, altogether. None of them has any quality that I can see. I cannot see. I cannot speculate that, oh, I don't know, but they may be. There is no sign. There may be, there's no sign. It will be just a speculation with no sign. For example, I see the bricks have no will. Wood has no will. The glass has no will. And plastic wires have no will. No will, no will, no will. And combination of it will have will is just irrational conclusion to me. To me, if it makes sense to you, go ahead. But ultimately, everything ultimately boils down to particles. Again, the particles are as they are. You cannot see any will, any choice, any knowledge, any wisdom in any of them. So, as if yes, one particle has zero wisdom, the other particle has zero wisdom, the third particle has zero wisdom. Three particles make one wisdom. It is illogical to me. To me. Think about it, it's just speculation. But this speculation comes from certain attitude. If someone closes his mind to the possibility of a conscious being originating the existence of this universe, he is bound to find a source within the source of existence of the things within the universe itself. And he has to make up something with no evidence. But what they can say, what they can say, only, I don't know how, but it appears to be that they are the source. It appears to be, for example, here is the oxygen, here is the hydrogen, and when they get together, when the water molecule comes, it appears that hydrogen and oxygen are making the water. But this appear to be is the result, not the cause of existence, not the origination that appears to be. How do you know that why should we reject the idea that whoever is establishing or giving existence to this universe is giving existence to the universe with an order, and this order, not yet, we will start. And this order necessitates, because it is an order, the things must happen in a regular base. The way we are accustomed to it. So that it is another wisdom that I can communicate with the creation, because I see with the universe. But I see the things are coming into existence in a regular base, so I know how to treat the universe, how I should communicate with the universe. That enables me to communicate, to establish my relationship with the universe. That is another wisdom. Again, the particles themselves cannot have this wisdom. I can just smash the particles anyway there. They cannot say anything. They have no will. They have no power. They have no knowledge. Nothing. So I see, oh, there's a perfect arrangement. What I see in the form of an order. That enables me. It is again favor for me. It is again wisdom. It again demonstrates wisdom in its existence. So the things individually or altogether demonstrate wisdom. They like wisdom. It means I have to use my human qualities, my human intelligence, and other human qualities to conclude that this universe has a conscious, intelligent source of existence. And it is willed to exist in this way because nothing in this way, in this world, see that can necessitate. It's very important. This sentence is very important. Nothing in this world can necessitate its own existence, its own modes. Modes means properties. I cannot necessitate for example, one property is to be able to see. My existence, myself, my body cannot necessitate the existence of the power of sight, cannot necessitate the existence of intelligence, because what I am eating is here. You see what we are eating, what we are getting in has no intelligence. There's no sign. How can I speculate with no sign? That's what they are doing. They use so tricky language that, no, it happens in this way. If you don't believe me, do it, but you will see. And then we say, oh, it happens always in the same way. No, it must be the reason, the things which are used as material for a certain result must be the reason of existence of the result. But the things themselves cannot have or don't have any quality to necessitate their existence. Don't think that that's a simple matter. It has been a big matter discussed among intelligent people, if you like, or thinkers. Yeah. But no one could come up with any sign that within the particles of these are the fundamental component of the universe. No one can see any sign of existence of any qualities that a human being demonstrates. My eyes are made up of cells, but they don't have the power of sight. They don't have the intelligence to analyze what they see. They don't have any quality to make sense of what they see. They don't. So there is no sign. Why should I believe in it? Or why should I say it is a possibility? No. So looking at this building made up of certain materials, no, so one say, no, I have never seen the builder, the architect. So I don't believe in this, unseen, how do you say, unseen things. What I see, the material itself. So, when you put them together, it is the building. So they must be the originator of the building. And I don't see any sign that they will really give existence to the building as it is. But they are used material as it. Employ. You can take any part out, and none of them said, no, I have to be here because there is an agreement between us that I will be here. So the building or the wall will. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So we say there must be an originator. While we are competing, I turn back to my main argument. While we are seeing the qualities manifested in the existence of the universe, I understand that I am using only my senses. When I use my senses, I understand, I come to a conclusion. So the action is related to my conclusion, works together, how do you say, supports each other. There must be a word for it.
Backup?
Complementary.
Sorry?
Complements each other.
Complement each other. For example, I'm jumping to my previous point. For example, I say there is intelligence in the existence of the universe. There is purpose in the existence of the universe. There is design in the existence of the universe. There is excellent wisdom in the existence of the universe. Everything is so finely tuned to a certain purpose that the certain results will come. It's finely arranged with wisdom. How do I come there? With my own, with or through my own senses. My senses are introducing all these qualities to me, whatever I am. Someone may say, you are the senses and who you are, doesn't matter. I am as I am. I don't know. As I am. So my senses are functioning or are the tools given to me in order to know the source of the qualities that I observe. Source of the qualities that I observe. How? If I observe that there is wisdom in the existence, it means the Creator itself is introducing to me that I had to know, or I need to know him as the wise one. Right? As I practice wisdom further and increase the capacity of my evaluation of wisdom, I understand and appreciate the wisdom in the creation better. As a consequence of this appreciation, I confirm the originator of the universe is being wise more. Get it? So I understand that all my human qualities are given to me in order to know the source of my existence. It's very simple. Do you see that this conclusion is a jumping or there is a logical gap? I understand that all these senses are given to me by my maker in order to know which qualities my maker has. Very simple. So I am here to get to know who my maker. Exactly. So the more I use my human qualities, the better my understanding of my creator becomes. So the action is necessary in order to practice my primary or preliminary conclusions that I say there must be a creator. There seems to be that this creator has wisdom. So the more I use this sense put into practice, the better I become aware of his wisdom. That's why action is inevitable in this sense. If you don't, for example, a very simple example, we mostly hear in this culture that God is a loving God. Okay, really? How do I know? Oh, I have a sense of love. For example, do you love to take care of a needy person? Do you enjoy it? Do you get satisfaction? And this sense is given to me that my creator is teaching me that he is the loving one who takes care of the needy. The more I practice, the further, the stronger I confirm that my creator is a loving one. You find it difficult, okay?
I don't find it difficult, but I don't see it as necessary to define the qualities of the creator. Like a more logical step would be, it makes me feel good to take care of people, so that's what I should do in my.
So this sense, look, this is the slippery point that we have to be very careful. that is how I am, the way that I am made, to acknowledge something as opposed to it is negative. It is lack of it. Do you understand? For example, if you practice something that you love, compared to if or how do you appreciate that this action is a good one and you love it, can only be known by if you didn't do it, you lack it. And the lack of the practice of loving action is the source of with your language, conscience. Your conscience says that is hateful, that is not lovable. But this sense is also given to us to make the comparison between the things as opposed to each other, so to appreciate one and reject the other. For example, avoiding from not doing a lovable action is also another sense to encourage us to prefer the loving action, not avoiding from it. That is also given to me. I cannot see that any part of my physical body is responsible for the existence of this sense. I can see nothing that in particles that they hate, not doing loving actions. But it's illogical. It is just made up story. But the fact that I have been equipped with senses which loves doing certain actions and dislikes doing something else, or not doing what you like, what you enjoy, is also dislikable, because you don't want to lose the value that you appreciate. For example, you want to have certain amount of thing, whatever, but you don't want to live. If you enjoy it, it's being with you. If you enjoy to have it, you dislike to miss them. Yeah, you don't want to lose your property, for example. These senses are given to us in order to make comparisons and accordingly make decisions. That is the only way we exercise our will to choose. The more I do loving actions, the more I appreciate in the creation that the source of existence of these loving actions is teaching himself to me that he loves doing this kind of actions. So I conclude that my creator loves this kind of activities. The opposite is also correct. Do you want to kill an innocent person? You hate it. Innocent person, you hate it. Unless you corrupt that's a choice as well. But you know that you are corrupting your senses. You are misusing them. So you understand that the creator, the originator of the sense is teaching you that he doesn't like doing injustice activities. He is teaching you that he doesn't like harming the creatures. I use my feelings, my human qualities, in order to measure, in order to gauge the qualities of my creator. The more I practice, for example, the more I investigate in the universe and see that there is an order, and I love order. If I do things in orderly in my life, I get certain result, I enjoy it. It means that I can conclude that my creator loves also the order. Loves also the putting things in a tidy way. This is my free human conclusion. Very comfortable I am there. So in order to practice your conclusions, what do you have to do? Become aware of your conclusions, that your heart is satisfied about it, and put it into practice. For example, if you are filled with the awesome manifestations of the power, the knowledge, certain qualities of God that you are aware in the universe, what you feel, you have to appreciate it. And this appreciation is also given to you by your creator in response automatically. Your creator says, if you appreciate these good qualities or the good actions that I have performed, I will appreciate your good actions as well. Do you get it? Responding back, teaching me which kind of God the creator he is. He is introducing himself to me. So if I appreciate his greatness, he will appreciate my appreciation of his greatness. That's the reward of paradise, which is called. It means, okay, I'm going to give you, for example, I am giving you according to my financial capacity. Let's say, if you ask me to give me $100 to you, I can. It's a real life now. I can. If you ask me to give you $1,000, I can. I don't know. I don't have it. I can't. So I am giving as much as I have. I have been given actually, but I have. From there, I understand that when I appreciate his grandeur, his being great, he appreciates my appreciation in return according to his capacity. That's why paradise is immeasurable for human capacity. Why? Because it is coming from an absolute source. This is the source of this is the manifestation of the absolute source according to his capacity in another form. That I am experiencing it a little, if you like, small sample of it in this world. We know that the creator, we studied this, not today, the creator is absolute, the manifestation of the absolute cannot have any limit. So if he says and gives me the expectation also, I want a world like this and like this and like that. These senses are witnesses of his promise. Because these senses are given to me by him. I didn't invent them. I didn't create them. They are with me. I want as much as I can imagine that this absolute source can give me, I will be given. How can I expand my imagination of my expectations from my creator? By using it. We know that we learn step by step. We learn by stages. So if you go 1 year, if you study biology 1 year, you learn that much. 2 years, twice as much. 3 years, even more. You become aware of what is going on in the body more and more and more as you study. The capacity doesn't have a limit, right? The human capacity, as much as they are created, but I don't have any ability to see that this is the limit of my knowledge in certain discipline or in certain quality in the creation. And every discipline is a specialization in certain type of creation within the universe. So they are not excluded from the universe. They are not really out of the universe. They are in the universe depending on my, if you like, action of learning, specializing. That much I learn. There is no end for me. For me, there is not. I cannot reach the end. Right? Did you want to say?
I think I have sort of a confusion. So when you're saying that if we appreciate whatever he's giving to us, like our senses, like if we appreciate his greatness, then
Yeah, by using our own capacities as it is witnessed in the universe.
okay.
Yeah.
So as a result of me appreciating his greatness, he's going to respond back to me in terms of
Because,
how much I.
no, in terms of his capacity.
That's the point I'm not
What?
understanding in terms
No.
of his capacity. Like
No,
his-
because I appreciate his greatness only. I can see the earth, I can see the output form of the tree, etc.
Mhm.
Can you really appreciate his greatness in the creation of every single being? It is impossible. Not impossible means really there is no end.
Mhm.
It means you can study not only one tree, you can study its all particles and parts of the particles, and everything is endless. No one says that we got the end, we reached the end.
So his capacity is really my lens.
Who?
How much
Yeah.
the creator's capacity is based on my lens. Like how much do I view? How much do I
So
experience?
you will be appreciated in return
Mhm.
according to his capacity. You can imagine. So we understand that although I cannot comprehend the entirety of absoluteness,
Mhm.
but I know that there is no limit for me.
Okay.
So I can only appreciate and expect his response as much as I am aware of it.
Okay. So
That is the degree of certainty in my belief. That's why I have to concentrate on expanding my certainty in my belief by using my human capacity. Right? So that I will ask him, I will expect from him to return it back to me. Right? That's why everybody has his own paradise. Everybody has his own paradise. Why? According to your capacity, how much you have worked, how much you have used your human qualities, given human qualities. Thank you. Yep. So, are we comfortable that by practicing our human capacities, we are expected to, if you like, strengthen, if you like, enlargen the scope of our belief? That is called consciousness of our belief. If you see a child appreciating his mother's kindness, how much? As much as he knows that this is prepared, but breakfast is prepared by my mother, and maybe my washings and laundry is taken care of by my mother. What else? Also, well, what else? He doesn't know. Yeah, but she doesn't know that the baby doesn't, or the child doesn't recognize that many other things are taken care of by his mother, many other things. But the more he experiences, the more he enlarges his investigations by enlarging his capacity, seeing what his mother is really doing, the more he become aware of his mother's compassion, yeah, or taking care. Exactly, this is how we experience in this world. As far as our relationship with the universe is concerned, the more we enlarge our perception, comprehension of the qualities in the creation, the better our belief becomes, surer that our belief becomes. The better, the stronger, the more certain our belief becomes. That is certainty in belief. And this certainty in belief is, or may be called as consciousness. belief, consciousness, the insight of belief. Everybody's insight of belief is according to his, if you like, practice of his belief, practice of his belief. How much we are practicing so that we will become aware. For example, if you never, just an example, I don't think in real life that kind of thing happens. If you never experience compassion in your own life, if you never felt compassionate to anybody, if you never practiced it, how would you know that your creator is compassionate? It's an extreme example. Just to make the picture clear, it is impossible. If one says your creator is compassionate, what? What is that? I don't know. If you don't know, if you have not experienced it, how would you know that your creator is compassionate? You wouldn't. So if someone doesn't experience or uses his ability, human ability, given to that person in order to know the creator of these abilities, all of them, he, by definition, he wouldn't know who his creator is. For example, a non-intelligent person and non-thinking person, let's say
Hello, I'm sorry to interrupt. May I speak to whoever's in charge of this event outside, perhaps?
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt again.
Okay. Okay. So, what was it?
If a person has never experienced
Yeah.
mercy, in his regular life.
So he cannot know his God is the merciful one, the compassionate one. It's impossible. That's what I mean by exercising one's belief. Exercising one's belief. That's action. But I believe that when the Quran says those people who believe and act accordingly, it must increase their belief through action. So if someone says, no, but we have some responsibilities, which are called actions, Amal Saleh. So what are they? Praying, fasting, giving charity, taking care of the needy ones, not telling a lie, not stealing it. These are all to be practiced in order to acknowledge my relationship between my creator, me and my creator, my relationship. But if someone prays, not as a means of acknowledgement, if someone fasts, not as a means of acknowledgement, but not utilizes it and does it because, I don't know, for other reason, what we practically know, that in culture, Muslims fast in Ramadan, so I'm going to fast. That's my duty to fast. What did you experience as far as your relationship with your Creator is concerned? That obeyed His command. I don't know. Is it, or can it be called the practice of belief?
Sorry to bother everyone, we have to move because the room is booked. So we're just gonna move downstairs to the second floor for another hour, I guess, right?
Sorry, in an hour?
Now,
For another hour.
for another hour, we can just go downstairs to the second floor. They're gonna give us room, so we just have to relocate downstairs.
Okay, now you can just
We can pause the live stream, we can restart.
pause and just do it. Thank you for arranging this. So it's booked, eh?
Yes.
Number 279.
It was nice. So good. That was the explanation of the word that we are going to use today, the insight of belief. To make it clear what we mean by, what we mean by, or what the text means by saying insight of belief in Arabic, shu'ur. For any reason, the translator preferred the word insight. I would say, yeah, why not? But at the same time, I would say consciousness, awareness of belief. Oh, still, my concern is, what do we mean by when we say insight or consciousness or whatever? Awareness. What do we mean by awareness of belief, consciousness of belief, insight of belief? I thought about it. I have been thinking about it. It can only be the practice of belief. Practice of belief, which means by using our human qualities, deliberating of what the requirement, the result of belief is. That was the first section of our discussion today. First introductory section of today. I feel, I don't know, but I would like to hear your voice as well, if you want, if you don't mind, because I feel that everybody is keeping his knowledge or experience for himself. Very conservative. You have to be free, a bit liberal. Give it. So, what do you understand from it? I feel that it's extremely important to tie the action to belief. Not in a superficial level, which means I believe in God, so my religion is Islam. So according to Islam, Quran is the word of God. Look, according to Islam, not according to me, because I have no reason why. Yeah, it's external. It becomes external suddenly. Even I say I believe in God, also is that yes, it is internal. It is this is your conclusion. It is the person's conclusion. That's correct, but it's a very generalization of the experience of the universe. Just saying simply, this cannot be accidental. That is correct, but that cannot be enough to confirm your creator through your own human qualities. In this generalization, you can easily escape many things. For example, saying that yes, God created the universe, but I'm taking care of my own human qualities. I am developing them, and God disappears. Or God created the universe, but the weather conditions, climate conditions take care of the seasons, for example. Again, God disappears. So superficial, this kind of generalization. Although this is true, no one can say, no, this universe doesn't have a creator. We have to go deeper and deeper in the meaning of what we mean, or what is the expansion of this phrase that the universe is a creator. What does it mean now then? If the universe is a creator, so The sun is emitting light. Is the sun the creator of it is light? Even some deep thinking people said it is inherently created by God. It is in the disposition of the sun to emit light. That's why sun is emitting light. Okay, God created the sun with the ability to emit light. That's why sun is now emitting the light. We have to be careful. Is it really true? Can sun operate by itself? Does it have a will? Does it have a power? Or what is going on in the universe? We have to think, because we have been given the ability to think all these kinds of things. So we have to put our qualities, given qualities, into practice with no reserve. That's why we are here, by experiencing our qualities, getting to know who my creator is, who my owner is, so that I will fulfill the purpose of the existence of my qualities. Does it make sense? That's why we have to investigate, never end, until we die. Even death is the experience. That what my reality is, who is operating on my being, on my existence, my experience. Even I may not experience at the moment of death, but I can experience at the moment of death of another person, and I know that it will happen to me exactly the same way. That's my result of life in this type of existence. So it comes to how do you say, towards the end of it comes to my, the source of existence of my qualities. This is the most crucial, if you like, crossroad. Now, which way I should take? The source of existence of my qualities. But I started with saying that the universe is a creator, but how about my qualities, when it comes to my qualities, as the qualities of other things? For example, the people say, electrons turn, right? Electrons move. How can I explain the existence of turning, existence of motion? It needs, again, more deliberate thinking, reflection. It is not that easy, that simple. So if we take the simple way and be lazy and not to use our human qualities, what we do, we don't really go into the meaning that what we claim, that there is God and we have to worship him. What does it mean? And we just take the easy way, go into doing certain actions, and that's the worship. It's not worship. That is just doing certain actions. Is that worship? Worship means appreciation. Worship means experience of what you really completed. For example, if one says, to do good actions for other people or helping other people is good, so when you help other people, if you feel great yourself and be proud of yourself as a, let's say, which kind of person, altruist person, what else? Loving
Philanthropist.
Philanthropist person. I am very good. I really love helping other people. I love it. So, don't we see that there's a distortion here? Distortion means God, the universe is a creator, and I am the creator of my actions, and I can be proud of it. Is it worship? Is it really acknowledging the source of this quality and appreciating and returning back to him? That this is the sense you have given to me in order to know you. In order to know you. Not in order to be proud or take part or pride in itself by myself. So I am proud of being an philanthropist. Did I learn the word? Philanthropist. Okay.
I have a question. You said, I think that's what you said, is that a person that's dying, you're experiencing their death? But is that experiencing or is that observing? Because you,
Observing, yeah.
okay,
But no,
yeah,
not experiencing the death of another person. As far as I am concerned, looking at the man dying,
yeah.
I am observing.
You're
That's correct.
observing, right?
I'm
okay.
not really experiencing, but I have the feeling of death, fear of death, running away from it, etc. I know that it will come to me as well from my experience in the creation.
Yeah, it's going
Right.
to come to you.
Sorry?
It's going to come to you.
So,
No doubt.
no doubt. No one has doubt about it. Yeah, so different degrees, of course. I said until the last minute that we die, we experience it. But when we die. Maybe we don't know because my body is separated from my human soul. What makes me a human? My body is what makes me an animal. So maybe my human soul cannot really lose its consciousness. And I can experience my death. Then I don't know, I haven't experienced it, but I know, for example, in my dream, and I dream something, when I wake up, it was me who was dreaming, and it was a dream, for example.
But that's you. That's yours.
Yeah.
Person.
Yeah. So
That's-
when after I die, it was my death. I may again, because I have such an enormous capacity of experiences, if you like, soul experiences, human capacities. It is endless. So if we understand the practice of belief in the right way, in the correct way, what we do through using our abilities, we experience better. The better that we experience belief, the higher or better our consciousness of belief becomes. That's what we have to do. Now, this section that we are reading today, it started from yesterday, today is going to be the second one, uses always one expression, doesn't use belief anymore. The author used to use belief in his previous 3 volumes of studies. This is the 4th volume, and he shifts the word from belief to insight of belief, consciousness of belief, experience of belief, experiencing one's belief. That's why I felt that we need a long introduction to the subject. That was my plan today, to establish this, that we can go fast, inshallah, as far as the text is concerned. Now, never separate action from belief. Never say that I believe, that is why I do this action. No. This is the practice of my belief, not separate. Now, there are not 2 entities there. One is belief, the other one is action. Yeah, I believe that Islam is true religion, and that's why I have to obey Islamic principles. Look, there's no connection. There's no organic connection. But I believe that my Creator is awesome, That's why I should experience my sense of appreciating awesomeness by saying God is the great, to reinforce, to put my belief into practice by bowing before his greatness. I will feel it. When you prostrate, it is inevitable that someone is not really experiencing the greatness of his creator when he prostrates, acknowledges, and confirms it. The more we confirm, the more we become aware of his greatness. It's experiencing. But usually we may, because of the lack of emphasis in the society in general, that ties up the belief with action in this organic way. But usually what we see in the creation or in the rhetoric of the general teaching, that because we are Muslims, so we have to obey the rules of Islamic religion. Because we are Christians, that's why we have to go and we have to practice. For example, I don't know whatever they practice, do this and this and this. This is prohibited. This is ordered to do this. This is rejected or prohibited to do certain things. That's why I am doing it, rather than experiencing my connection with my Creator, rather than experiencing the qualities of the Creator through using my own human qualities. Okay, you gave up the idea. Okay, excuse me.
I have a question. So you said, and you just said now, maybe I got it wrong, that when I prostrate, I experience the greatness of the Creator. I don't feel like I experience it there. I experience it when I look at a mountain.
Okay.
But I mean, we did discuss this before, and I was comfortable with the idea that the action is for the sole purpose of reminding yourself or coming to a conclusion and expressing it in communication. But I mean, I really don't see how you can experience any of the qualities of the Creator through the action itself.
Don't you see the interaction? For example, as you said, when I look at the sky, when I look at the mountains, the awesome forests, and the animals in it, then I see the greatness of Creator and experience the greatness of Creator better. So when you come to the conclusion within yourself saying that my Creator is the one who is awesome, who is grandeur. So when you say, look, from my side, how can I say that you are the grandeur? It means you own everything. I own nothing. So when you prostrate with this consciousness, your prayer is really responding back to your Creator, reminding yourself his greatness. But unfortunately, this is the convention that I believe in God here, and mostly this kind of people say, we come from a Muslim background, so we are Muslims. We are Muslims. So according to our requirements of our religion, I have to pray. And if I don't prostrate, my prayer is not accepted. That's why I am fulfilling the requirement of the regulations of the prayer. That is external. It externalized, simplified interpretation of prayer. So we have to re-educate ourselves from scratch, that these requirements that the Quran guides us, do this, don't do that, etc., must be internalized and organically tied up as a conclusion of my belief, not imitation of my belief. Of course, this is an if you like, an unfortunate position for those people who are born into a Muslim society, and from the childhood onwards, they got used to praying in this way, and they carry on. That's why we have to be very careful not to confuse our station with the students, the personal students of the Prophet Muhammad, who are called companions of the Prophet, students of the Prophet. They experience everything from scratch. They have not inherited anything from their parents. Everything was the result of their choice. Now, conclusion. Yeah, I decide now this idea, this is true, so I have to put this idea into practice, right? I have to put this understanding of the universe, existence, etc., into practice. He is the universe as a creator. He is the one who employed the prophet, this person, and he is the one who speaks to me at the level of my comprehension, my capacity through the prophet, yeah? And when they heard the voice that articulated by or through the mouth of the prophet, they never listen to the prophet. They listen to God speaking to them. Their understanding of revelation, their understanding of religion was universal. Our understanding of revelation is ethnic culture. We have to renew ourselves. Question, start from the beginning. Start experiencing while you are praying that you are just expressing your conclusions through using your own emotions by responding back to your creator, saying that, yes, you are awesome. You are my creator. You are my owner. You are awesome. I appreciate it. That's why when you say, God is great, Allahu Akbar, in the prayer, you just experience. If you like, you just release your feeling through a language. Like if you are happy with somebody, if you are happy with him, what do you say? What do you do? At the end, say, thank you. Well, with language, with facial expression, with certain attitude. Can you say, for example, this gentleman helped me. I say, thank you, man. Like that. Have you ever seen any man like that? So I go, turn to him, and express my feelings, my conclusions, through my language, through my feelings, and which is reflected on my facial expressions and bodily response. It needs training. It needs training how to express our belief through our actions. But definitely it needs re-establishing our understanding of religion based on my conviction in my belief system. No separation. So when the Quran says, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, look at the structure of the word. Those people who are familiar with Arabic. Those who believe well and عَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, do good deeds, actions. All right? We say not anymore. Those who believe while they are doing good actions, turn the wow into wow haliya in grammar. Do you understand? Who understands? Do you? Wow. In my practical good actions, what you see, my belief. Yeah. For example, if you said, جاء رجل وهو يبكي. All right. A man came while he was crying. Like that. Why don't you use wow as a wow haliya? Not an additional wow. How do you say additional? It's, there are two things. I have one pencil and a pair of glasses. Not like that. You cannot separate it. Because we know that in the teachings of the Quran, if an action is not performed as a reflection of one's belief, is not an action. Good action. It's hypocrisy. We know that. Why don't we apply it to the main teachings of the Quran? Have you left any message there that we move? Thank you. MashaAllah. Thoughtful. So, where are we? The insight of belief established that my essential being is the shadow of a divine name, which is both enduring and eternal. I see. Yeah. If somebody else wants the text, do you have? No. There is. Who doesn't? Take it. Yeah. Now, I need your help now. After this introduction, no, not in that book. No, I'm sorry. This is in another book, which is called The Rays. So, do you have? Take one?
Sure.
No sharing, because we are going to. Yeah, if you have an extra one, get it. Where is it? But get an extra one. Why not? Be generous. So experience the generosity of God. Give. Do you want to have soul for yourself, not your for sister? She has independently from yours, so given to you as well, independently. You have your eyes, don't you? You don't say, okay, I don't have eyes, but my sister has. Doesn't matter. You say, oh, I want as well. There is even more. Yep. Do you need something?
Is there an extra?
Yeah, extra. Okay. Now, everybody. So, Eric, I think we can start from. Now, you will contribute now. Look at this sentence. I will start off. Look at this sentence if you find that the insight of belief established that. Where is it?
Last sentence of the first paragraph.
The insight, yeah, here it is. Here. In the page, somewhere starts from here.
Last sentence.
Yeah. Did you get it, everybody? No. Okay. Just try your understanding. What do you understand? The insight of belief, with consciousness of belief, if you like, experienced a belief, practiced belief, yeah, we can say insight of belief, practiced, became real for you. You went, for example, and helped a needy person, so really needy, and fed him, helped him, and he is happy and smiling at you now. What do you feel? That is the sign that the creator of this universe and the creator of this sense in you loves you multiplied by infinity in this way. Yours is just one person. He is the one who takes care of the needs of all particles of the universe, all combinations of the particles of the universe, compositions of the particles of the universe, the atoms, the molecules, the cells, and everything goes up until the galaxies. Everything needs different. Particle needs something, atom needs something else. Yeah? And cells need, compared to the particle, trillion times more. And they are all met. They are all met. Do you think if someone says God is a loving God, what would you say? Of course, no doubt. How much? Infinite. How do you know? Look at the manifestations. It's infinite. Infinite. I cannot get the end. He's love. So not like saying that, very simple, I'm not criticizing, don't misunderstand. Christians believe in loving God and Muslims believe in revenging God. It is ridiculous. Right? Loving God, without loving God, without merciful God, without compassionate God, in terms of the teachings of the Quran, you cannot talk about God. It's your own imagination, maybe your tribal image or something. It's not God. God is the one who owns this universe, gives all qualities to the things. And everything is needy of his qualities manifested in him. Otherwise, they cannot do anything. If God didn't create the sun as it is now in the position, do you think the sun would itself take this position and do what it's doing as we experience? By itself? Can't. So simple. So the insight of belief established the awareness of this reality, established that my essential being is the human essential being, is shadow of a divine name, which is both an enduring and eternal. We can say it, which is both eternal, yeah, enduring, eternal, no end. I cannot really give to it a time limit or space limit, absolute. But what I have is just that's the shadow, must be used, in inverted commas, because it's a metaphor. What do you mean by shadow? God is standing there, I am a shadow of him. It's ridiculous. It's metaphor. It means I do not have an essential existence by myself. My existence is totally dependent on, not me, but something absolute that I cannot describe. Why? Because this absolute cannot be describable. It's so simple. This is a metaphor. The shadow is a metaphor. All the metaphors. What we speak about God and any practice of it in the universe cannot be more than a metaphor. In this world, or with the language of the Quran, cannot be nothing but in Arabic word, mithal. Mithal, yeah? Mithal means really just a metaphor for him, because we cannot really describe the absolute. Human capacity is not allowed to do that. Or I am a created being. A created being cannot comprehend the nature, the essence of absolute. That's obvious. That's very simple. So I have to see that, God is being merciful, for example, or judge, or I don't know, or wise here, What I see, only the manifestation of it. With the language you used here, the shadow of it, not real, exactly what he is the just revealing himself to me, right? The shadow also, not showing the shape, but this metaphor is given in terms of dependence. If the real object does not exist, the shadow of the object can never exist. That's the metaphor is here. It means absolute dependency. Do we get it?
If the real object does not exist, then the
No.
shadow,
Yeah.
the shadow, it's reflecting.
Oh, shadow, your shadow. Example. That's an example.
Mhm.
The shadow demonstrates that a real object exists. Right? That's it. This metaphor is this. Not the shape. No, but it is illogical. To have a shape of an absolute being is illogical, contradictory.
So the creator in this analogy or metaphor is is considered.
What we see here in the form of a metaphor is shadow of his qualities, shadow of the names of him. So I can know that it has, the creator has, let's say, a proper, not the proper, an attribute. He must be all powerful. He must be all powerful. How did I get it? Did I see him or no? I have seen the manifestation of the power. So this is not from itself. It is absolutely dependent on its creator. So I conclude that creator has absolute power. What I see here is the manifestation of this absolute power. Reflects me the reality that he has an absolute power. He or his power is absolute. That's it. Although I don't see the absolute, but I see that it must be, I reason that it must be absolute, otherwise it cannot. If it was limited, it cannot operate at the same time everywhere with no limit. So it must be absolute. This is the subject we studied earlier on a lot in the individuality of God on the series. So we have to understand that these language, reflection, shadow, manifestation, all these kind of language are metaphoric explanations. Cannot be otherwise, because you cannot, the human created beings cannot describe the absolute without using metaphor. It is impossible. Absolute without using metaphor or using a negated form of the word. For example, God cannot have a limited power. Cannot, negation form. God cannot have a limited knowledge, negation. God cannot be without mercy. The creator of this universe cannot be without loving, for example. But it's a negation, or if you want it if you want to put it in a positive, you have to use only metaphor. That is for human logic, we cannot do any other way. So we have to see that what we have here, all human qualities, not only our body. Well, we can think about our body as well. Yeah, if you like, be careful about this expression. Our body is external to us. Do you understand that? We understand. Our body, biological being, is external to us. If we didn't have the quality to be conscious of our bodily existence, we would never know that this hand is mine. Right? A baby, as they grow, the mothers know, as they grow, you said Sarah was growing. So when the baby like this, seeing the hand there, looking at that, strange, what is that hanging up there? She doesn't know, she didn't know. Do you remember that, babyhood? So she doesn't know that this hand is hers, her given material body, external to you. As your consciousness develops, that's how we learn step by step, stage by stage. Consciousness develop, and then you say, oh, this is my hand, because as I want to move it, it moves. And then confirm that this is my hand. It is claimed. This is not your hand. You became aware that it is given to you to be used in this type of existence. So our body is external to our soul. Do we get it? So what we are all everything that we experience as a human being, not as a material, biological or physiological being. We are. That's what we are. It makes us. Otherwise, the existence of a cat here or existence of the flesh and bones of my hand is the same. Right? I am observing and taking it to the lab and investigating which kind of qualities they have in their creation, exactly the same way, taking a leg of a body, a cat, and investigating and seeing which kind of qualities it has been given. External. That's what my consciousness makes it mine. I claim. That is an, in reality, false claim. We have to say, I'm given. I'm using it. The pencil is given to me. My hand is given to me. Who are you? I am the real human soul, conscious of its own existence. Right? We have to realize all these kind of things in order to know what my function is in this world. To live as a human being, not as a physiological being, as a human being. So come to a conclusion as a result of using your consciousness that I believe in this, that's my conclusion about existence, etc., as a human being. Now, when it comes to the practice, practice your belief as a human being. So when you prostrate, you are using your physical being in order to express the reality that it doesn't belong to you. You have no claim before your creator. When you have a property like this, yeah, I have 40 pencils. Example, this is a typical example. So I give one of them to the charity, yeah, as an, what activity?
Donation.
Almsgiving, yeah, donation. Exactly, in the name of its creator. I'm saying by giving it away, I'm expressing that this doesn't belong to me. That's why I can easily give it back to somebody who needs it. This honor, symbol of honor, for her, doesn't belong to me. I have to prostrate. Yep. So our external activities, external actions, even the rituals become valuable or expressing some sort of value if I am conscious of it, aware. If I am not conscious of it, as if I lost my pencil, one of my pencils. Now I had 40 pencils. Now, unfortunately, I have 39 pencils. It's just a lost. Yeah. So we have to develop our consciousness. We need to do that. So the first step is to realize that all the human qualities, that the qualities of my soul, myself, are nothing but shadow of the qualities of my Creator. I am given the free will to use my consciousness to approve it or not to approve it. Maybe something for some people. So majority of the people ignore it. Some people approve it, some people, as a result of obstinacy, disapprove it. But you have to choose. Which one of them makes sense, the other one doesn't make sense. Disapproving has no, how can I claim that I own myself? Who created himself? Who gave existence to himself? That baseless, this disapproval is baseless. Negligence is the general practice in my life. Most of the time, I neglect my reality. That I am, all the human qualities are the shadow of my Creator's qualities. I neglect them. I start owning them, appropriating them to myself. That's what really, real training in religion starts with. But unfortunately, we start training religion by memorizing pieces of something from the Quran and learning Arabic. It's ridiculous things. Ridiculous in terms of practicing one's religious duty or responsibility of being existent. Now, being an existent. These are, like your profession. Like your profession, you become let's say, an engineer, you have to develop it in this way, try to understand this one rather than that one. And this is becoming a professional religion rituals. Profession, external. But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't do, but we shouldn't think, we should be very careful not to categorize them as the essence of my religion. It has nothing to do with your essence. Not? So, the divine name, which is eternal. Why? Because my shadow is completely dependent and temporal. Temporary. The sources must be eternal. So I have been given only a temporary experience of this in this type of creation. It's a great thing to exist, actually.
But how is it temporary? Because the eternal being is there, right? I'm a shadow. Right?
Shadow, but you are taking. Okay, but I understand where you're going. That's why I
So when I realized that there's an eternal being, right? And so as long as the eternal being is existent, my shadow will also exist.
So your existence totally dependent on him, but in and of itself. Your existence is not only temporal, it is transient. You cannot sustain it. That's the beauty of it. The fact that you cannot sustain it, you know that the source of existence of this, my shadow existence, is assigned to it is being the source of existence. No, if something is also dependent, cannot be the source of existence. It is dependent. So it shouldn't be independent. So it should have, we are given the ability to understand this, it should have an independent existence, which is called self-existence. And self-existence must be absolute.
Right, but the shadow is dependent, right? That's the point.
Of course. Shadow is dependent. It means why we call it shadow, because it is dependent. So my dependent existence demonstrates that the giver of existence is absolute. It means self-existent. Self-existent means cannot really attribute the beginning, the end, the wide or width, or I don't know, space or time limitations. Self-existent. That's why we can easily conclude that my source of existence must be eternal. Because of the nature of my existence that I can realize. Although I cannot comprehend the eternal, I cannot comprehend the absolute, yeah, but because of my existence, I humanly logical, intellectually conclude that my source of existence must be, that's my conclusion. That's my conclusion, absolute. How do you comprehend this conclusion depends on your experience. How much you experience the existence. If you say that the universe exists, that's it. That much you comprehend. If you say that every quality of everything at every moment is a new existence, wow, that really gives a larger, much larger picture of the comprehensive understanding possible for you of the eternity of the Creator. But possible for you, not really itself. So you really admire it. Okay. So we have to use our human qualities. Very simple. Use your human qualities. Don't be lazy. Don't run away. Don't lose yourself in the things which are external to you. Be yourself as a human being. Be your own soul as a human being. You understand that if you turn into yourself and try to understand your own reality, you will easily understand who your Lord is.
The shell is also external to us, isn't it?
Well, no, the nature of the shadow is a metaphor to tell you the nature of your existence here. So you are experiencing that you are temporal, that you are transient. You don't have a self-existence. That's it. That's you are experiencing. But do you deny that you don't exist? Or do you deny that you exist? You exist. You are experiencing it. You are conscious of yourself. You are conscious of your own consciousness. So amazing. You cannot deny. I cannot deny. I don't know. Since I cannot deny, I'm guessing that any human being cannot deny.
Doctor, I'm still having a problem with the temporal part. I know that there's a dependency. I can understand the dependency
Dependency in
an absolute being, right?
no, in your existence.
In my existence.
Dependent on a self-existent one through experiencing your dependency in your existence.
Right.
You cannot really control your existence, can you?
No.
No.
No, but I think the problem is just saying, how does that prove that who I depend on is independent?
It must be the source of existence. I cannot see anything in my life which is source of it, which can be logically. These are logical conclusions, a priori conclusions. Logically, I cannot say that a thing in this universe can be the source of its own existence. Because logically, I understand that if something is the source of its own existence, it must be absolute.
Right. And so what I'm thinking Austin is saying is that if I see I am temporary and that I depend on something else for existence, I cannot conclude that something else does not depend on something else.
You should. Not only cannot, you must.
How?
No, but must is not this incumbent on you. No. logically, if you really think about it, if something is not self-existent, cannot be the source of existence of anything else. Because if it was dependent in its existence, inevitably it cannot be the source of existence, because it should be the existence of its own being. It is contradictory. It is illogical. So definitely inevitable conclusion is the source must be self-existent. And if it is self-existence, I can only give a title or give an adjective to it: eternally existent. So today's class comes.
So even to come to that conclusion, right, that the source is an eternal one, and I have been given that desire to have that eternity, right? I have that in myself.
Yeah.
And that's one of the shadows, that's one of the qualities that this authors are making a point, that I can realize that the source is the eternal being.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting confused with the temporary part, because since my conclusion is I'm trying to realize that the source is an eternal being. So my shadow, as long as it's dependent, right, is dependent on something.
But this shadow gives you the clue, if you like, that you don't want to lose your existence. It means the one who gave this sense to you enabled you to acknowledge the existence of the eternal one and go back to him, and you can get the eternity in your existence by only attributing your existence to him. So it is a call. Every human sense is a call from its creator to get to know who the source of, the originator of this feeling is. So in the language of the Quran, we really simply understand the verse, the beautiful, great verse, because of the vocabulary employed, used in this verse. We have created human beings in order to worship God. Yeah? So we turn it into a simple way. So we have to pray, we have to fast, and obey God's commands. I have no reason to understand it. So worship God. Worship means acknowledge, submit your being to him. So obey his rule, of course, the practical guidance now. It is the result of it, not the foundation of it. So people keep praying, they're showing that and saying that, waking up at night. So they say, by making this, then, so I will feel more confident in my belief. Your action must be the result of your belief, reconfirming itself, regenerating itself. So the missing point is the foundation, so it doesn't work. And then they gave up. Or, okay, that's my duty, I have to do it until I die. Let's hope that it will develop. But it doesn't help improve your belief in God. It doesn't really make you feel more certain, confident in your belief. Because it's external. It's not the result or extension of internal conclusion. I think this is a great subject to me, because this is the missing things in the common rhetoric and teachings of Islam. I don't see much at all. I don't hear much or many examples. So it must be a new thing for us, a new perspective for us, because we are the product of a culture, product of a convention, tradition, which takes belief for granted. And then encourages us to practice the rules of external rules of do's and don'ts. The result became the result of this attitude. We became imitators of the rules, not practicing people of their belief, like externalizing. The best example is: are you an American citizen, or if you are Mexican? If you are a Mexican citizen, you have to pay tax to the Mexican government. It's external. Because if you don't, you will be punished in Mexican hell. You understand? There. So you say, okay, to avoid hell, I have to pay the tax and get rid of it. So to avoid, if you like, God's hell, just pay my tax and get rid of it. It is not ubudiyah, it is not worship. It has no reality as far as the worship is concerned. But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't pray. No. The concept must change. If you like, revolutionized the concept. That's what we are trying to really get into it, which is not very common. That's why it's difficult to grasp it. But think about it. God gave you the ability to do that. Think about it, reflect on it, question again and again and again and again. You can understand, because you are given the ability to understand what the Quranic message is. It means your God speaks to you within your capacity. Your God doesn't speak to you out of your capacity. So it says, I created you to worship me alone. So what am I doing now? I'm cleaning the table. Where is worship in it? Cleanliness is good. That's what the Prophet or the Quran asked us to be clean. I am obeying the command of the Creator or command of the Quran, external. As if I am paying the tax by obeying the requirements of the law of the country where I am. External. Let's internalize it. Possible, because it may be new for some of you, maybe, including myself, all of us. So it may be new, so we have to train. It works, but get into track first. In this way, I have to think, what is the relevance of this action as far as my acknowledging my creator of the sense that I have? Not telling a lie, for example. Don't tell a lie. Why I'm not telling a lie? You realize I don't like to tell a lie, yeah? Even the Quran doesn't say don't tell, don't tell a lie. Human beings would say, human beings would say, to tell a lie. Don't panic. Shut stop. Cannot. It will carry on, also finish. Finish or not? Okay. Off. Okay? Don't tell. You know that telling a lie is not good. Okay? In reality, this sense that telling lie is not really fitting me. Yeah, it's not really a good one. But I cannot be proud that I am a good liar. So, not lawyer. So the lawyers are mostly associated with liars, so the words are also close to each other. I don't know of you. So, yeah, liar. So this sense is the way to acknowledge that the creator of this sense, the universe, never lies. You understand that. In the creation, he keeps all his promises. Now, okay, Logeva, you could have. Okay, we have to stop now and start from the beginning of the paragraph. It says also through the insight of belief, and all through the insight of belief, through the insight of belief, through the consciousness of belief, we will do the practice. So actually, the practice, you will do it. And we will read together, you will read it. So we will say, okay, what do you understand from it? Inshallah, I'm planning to do this if you are not shy. Just, inshallah, I would like to join an interactive discussion. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin. بحرمة سر سورة